Everyone, welcome back. My name is Michelle and I talk books. And for our summer reading series, which is for fourth graders and up, in case you didn't see the last video, I am so excited today to talk about the Babysitter's Club. And you know what? It's on Netflix. They have right now, starting last Friday, they have a series on 10 episodes. It was released July 3rd, starring Alicia Silverstone, and yes, I will be watching it. I did not watch it yet. I had planned to do this video before that even came out. I had heard a little bit about it, but I didn't know exactly when it was coming out. So this is just perfect because I can't wait to go watch them. But we are talking Anne M. Martin, who I am so excited to be talking about. There are so many fun facts I have about these books that when I started doing research into them, I'm like always, I just want to read each and every book. I've read a lot of them, but I want to read more. I want to read them all because I don't even think I can say I read them all. I had a huge amount of them though because I have two daughters who loved them. We have so much to talk about. So many things that I've learned about Anne and about the Babysitter's Club. This isn't going to be very long at all. We can get through this pretty quickly. Anne's mom, her ancestry can be traced back to the Mayflower. I love that. I know it has nothing to do with anything about her writing, but when I read that, I was like, that is so cool. How cool is that? I don't know that I do. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I don't, but I thought that was a really cool, fun fact about Anne. She began writing the Babysitter Club back in 1985. After 35 of them, they started to hire. She was working for Scholastic and they started to hire some ghostwriters, but she was still in charge of outlining each and every one of them. It's truly amazing. It's an amazing story. She was working for Scholastic. The editor, her name was Jean Fywell. She came up with the idea of the Babysitter's Club. So Anne did not come up with the idea, but Jean did. And then she talked to Anne and said, let's do it. I want to hire you to write these. Everything else Anne came up with. All the names, the ideas of each and every book, that was all Anne. But I thought it was really cool that Jean came up with the Babysitter Club idea. It's a huge part of both of my daughters' childhood. They loved these books so much. So when Anne started writing them, she wrote longhand from 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. She was writing one of the Babysitter's Club books every month, and then she was writing other books for Scholastic. And I think she said for the first 5 years, she was writing 30 books a year. 30. I know they're not long books, but think about coming up with ideas to write 30 books. She's a huge outliner. She said it helped her so much in her writing would be to outline the whole book and then go and write it. And she said she never then had to experience any kind of writer's block with the books. All she had to do was come up with the idea for a book, outline it, go and write them. And I love when I hear that authors write longhand. Why do we love that? Why do I love visioning them sitting at a desk, just writing away, as opposed to sitting at their typewriter? I don't know. I don't know why I love it, but I just do. I think James Patterson, he's one, I watched a video on him and he was one that wrote them all out on a legal pad. And I was like, that is just so cool. I don't know. I think so. Maybe, let me know. Do you guys think that's cool? Or is it just me? It's probably just me. Up on your screen, the first book was called Christie's Great Idea. We have 4 of them in the Babysitter's Club. Christy, Marianne. She used Marianne and her description of her about herself. So I like that. And who else? We have Claudia and Stacy. So they're all best friends and they're founders of the Babysitter's Club. In case you've never read one of their books and you're trying to decide whether you want to give them to your daughter, they're so much fun. There's so much that they go through with babysitting, toddlers, parents. She deals with everyday life. She deals with divorce. The one has diabetes. The one goes through the death of her grandmother. She not only deals with their life as the Babysitter's Club, but also their life at home. And I think it's awesome. I think no matter what your daughters are going through, they're going to be able to relate. I said this in the beginning, and I just want to say it again. I really suggest these for over third grade. My one granddaughter is going to second grade, and I was thinking about getting this for because I know her reading level. She could probably handle it, but I think with the content, I think I'd wait. I read some criticism on Amazon that they were saying they even talked about dieting and body image and, things that I don't want my granddaughter who's in second grade thinking about yet. But these books started in 1985. These are with the times. You always have to understand. Some of them have been updated, I heard. And then after the first 35, I told you they were written by ghostwriters. And I think that they took those first 35 and kind of updated them. These older books, they're having to do that now since people are very sensitive to some of the content. We talk a different language. We just do. We talk a different language to our children. We talk a different language to each other. I just would wait till after third grade, which is why I kind of put them in a separate category than with the third graders. And there are girls older, up until middle school that are still reading these books. Another fun fact that I saw was that John Green was a huge fan of the Babysitter's Club when he was growing up. He supposedly got really tired of the Hardy Boys, and then he started reading the Babysitter's Club and kind of fell in love with them. You never know. The boys could like him too. He said he fell in love with the girls in the Babysitter's Club. And I was like, I never really thought about that before. Maybe that's a thing. And you know what? He's a good writer. He's one of my favorite writers, actually. I love all of his books so much. So you never know. And I think that that's really cool that Anne can say that. John Green was a huge fan of hers because, I put a picture of him just in case you don't know him. He has written The Fault in Our Stars, which is probably one of my favorites by him. I digress. I highly suggest these. I'm putting them on my list. I will give them to my granddaughters as they get older. You can kind of tell when they're too old for them, even now, because I feel like nowadays girls read books that I still think are a little not age appropriate for them. So try to keep them reading this stuff as long as you can. That's my suggestion. Once they start reading the other stuff, there's almost no going back to the Babysitter's Club. Let's just put it that way. Thank you for watching. I knew this was going to be short, but I really want to get these summer reading series and books out. I've got so many to do. Plus, I'm reading and doing book reviews. I'm just really busy. So I want to keep them short, get them out there, and let you guys know because I am loving doing these videos and doing the research for them. It makes me so happy. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit like, please subscribe. I have videos coming out all the time. And until my next